What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another Road to Results podcast, where we're all about uncovering the mindset journey. I'm Rhy, that's Ray, and that's Ray, and I'm Rhy. Either way, you know, slice that pie. It is so great to be with y'all. And as you see in the description there, y'all, 1 year later, cohort 1 of the UOU Mastermind under the leadership of Dr. Eric Thomas and Associates has officially ended today. Yes, has officially ended today. And if this is your first time rocking with us, Ray and I have been documenting our journey under the leadership of E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, again going through this year-long mastermind that consisted of daily accountability, weekly calls, Sunday calls, in-person meetups, the whole nine for this last year. And we decided that what we wanted to do and how we wanted to kind of give back to the community that in which we came up in is we just our journey week by week. Yes, week by week. So we decided to just start recording, sharing our weekly nuggets, our weekly takeaways from all of the different sessions, and more importantly, just sharing our hearts, our minds with all of you on our road to results. What's going on, Ray?
Man, you said a year?
A year, fam.
A year?
A year.
Hey, bro, time flies, man. It's been a lot, but time is flying. As far as over here, man, so when we recorded the last episode like 2 days ago, it was like, I'm not one to really like let's do small talk, but it was like 94 the day before, 90 in Texas. So y'all are like, oh, see, y'all don't really get cold weather. So that was Monday and Tuesday. It was like 94 and 90 something. Today it is 43.
Yeah, it's cold. It's free. We're having a
so
cold
it's like,
for sure.
Brad, is it a cold front? Like it's I mean, it's still February. So I mean, is it a cold front or is it the weather that like is supposed to be here? So I don't really know. But man, yeah, a year definitely flies by. There's been a lot from then till now. What's up, everybody that's hopping on? Hey, we need to start doing this. Hey, for those that are on, if you can share this to your page, share this to whatever it is that you're watching. Share it. Let's get more people in this Road Dog community.
Let's go. We got a good one today too, y'all. And
reach out. Look, we got. Go.
Yo, and as always, y'all, please drop any type of questions or comments in the description so that we can, we'll do our best to get to them. But we would want to shout everybody out, especially Melissa T, super faithful Road Dog right there. And then Facebook user, sorry, on my end, that's what it says. So please be sure to click that eCam link so we can see your wonderful profile picture. Edward V, we got the Velezes in the building or on the road. I was gonna say on the road for those of you who don't know. Shout out to Legion Trucking Company. If you don't know, now you know. Legion Trucking Company. You feel me? But and Brewing Integrity. Be sure to check out their podcast if you haven't already done so.
Edward, drop your link in the chat, man.
Drop those links in the chat, y'all. They got a dope podcast. Him and Anna are sharing their journey on their road to their results, which is what this is all about. And so let's just take it all the way back, y'all. Just a little history timeline here. Ray and I, we first saw each other Phenomenal Life 2022, and I remember being poolside in the pool. You and Danielle were like chopping it up for a good minute. And for those of you who know Danielle, high air traffic control. So depending on the situation, right, she's more. She's not that open, so to speak, but y'all kicked it off real well, and she was definitely vibing with you in a way that I was like, okay, well, I like her being social. I love it when she's social, and I love it when she could just be her authentic. So y'all connected. So we stayed connected. Then we saw each other in September of 2022. Name that event. September 2022.
Yes, man. Oh, 120.
120. So we saw each other in Chicago. 120 reconnected then. Yep. And then after that, I remember during that time I was going through the Game Changers program, and then I also went through the extreme execution program in that same year. And then in 2023, February, there was this live virtual summit for the UOU Mastermind. And that's where we saw each other again. And I remember I said, babe, there's Ray. He's going to do it. I think he's going to do it too. And so we were both on the call. I remember, bro, you were live streaming that thing from your living room. I remember you had folks with you. Who was with you in the living room when you were live streaming that thing? Or when you
one of my contractor dudes, Will Rios, my youth pastor, Josh, and then another guy I connected with. He was a notary, but he connected with me on a closing, James. And then this is gonna bother me. Another homie that I connect with. Matter of fact, I connected with him at ManCon 360, and he actually owns a lift shop out here. So there's about there's four people that I had over here. Trying to share the word. Hey, they say go out and make disciples. And so you got to invite people to hear the word. We said it before, because Jesus grew in both in wisdom and in stature. So you got to bring people to grow in that wisdom and in the personal stature, so they can continue to persist.
Amen. Yeah, man. So I remember seeing you, and then I reached out to you on the side. I was, hey, bro, you gonna do it? And that Danielle was even messaging you too, because once they made the offer, we were kind of like, hold up, wait, what? How's this gonna happen? And we were, again, new to both of us, right? This type of mastermind at this tier, this top tier level. So that was something that you and I were just like, our heart is there, but we got to figure out, like, can we make this happen? And so we did, and we decided again, we wanted to
my pockets aren't where my heart is.
Yes, absolutely. And as we know, right, everything in life, right, requires some type of investment. And I think that was where we made the decision. We made that decision to say, hey, you know what, we rock with E, we rock with, the community. Let's see. I mean, we've been to certain events individually and together. So we're like, let's take this leap. And so we said what we were going to do was we were actually going to document this thing. So check it out, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just go ahead and switch this screen up, and I'm going to take us right here. Booyah. All right. So we're going to take you down memory lane. Again, this is just as we are in this as we were in this mastermind for a year, before we kind of share like what we're up to now, a lot of the takeaways and kind of the growth that we've had in the year, because there was plenty of that. We just want to kind of take you through like what our year looked like via YouTube. So if you haven't already, make sure you click on the link. There's 112 videos, y'all. So just for context, we said 52 videos, 52 weeks. I'm just letting y'all know we delivered. We delivered and some. All right, so we got bonus episodes, we got shorts. So let's go here, man. And I'm not going to click on these links and play them, but I'm just going to take us through kind of like our origin story of the R2R podcast. Like I said, we're calling this chapter 1. You feel me? Chapter 1. Here's our first episode. There's Rhy and Ray just laughing. We were doing it on Zoom. Wasn't it on Zoom, bro?
Yeah, it was on Zoom, man. I mean, I had a echoey microphone. You can see my backdrop completely different. I
think I still look the same, man. As I'm looking at myself, I'm like, look, I still got the same hairdo, same fade. But yeah, so meet your hosts, and then we started again. We started stepping it up a little bit. This is when we kicked the eCam in just a tad bit. Going side by side. Which one was this? This was It's Already in You. We All Need a Coach. What is that paper you're showing us right there, Doc?
Bro, I don't know. That's a year ago. Right there, it says 10 months ago.
All right, so we just started recording, right? Setting the tone. And then after this, we went to Phenomenal Life, y'all. Bro, so part of the cohort 1, we had the opportunity to be, and was this our first in-person? Or actually, no, the first in-person was in Atlanta. You didn't make it to that when you were there virtually, though, right? The first in-person mastermind. The Atlanta one with at Traps, Wall Street Traps.
Bruh, I want to say I think that was after Phenomenal Life.
I think it was either before. I thought it was before, or it could have been after. But what ended up happening was, I remember you saw me on the video. You're like, "Hey, bro, I seen you out there," and I was sitting next to Will Hudson.
Yeah.
Shout out to Will Hudson. I mean, bro, me and Will were right next to each other that whole time. Well, shout out to Wall Street Trap who hosted us, and that was the first in-person mastermind. That's when I met Jocelyn, and her brother was out there. Right behind me was Farrah.
Candace confirmed. Yeah, that was after. Wait, what was after? Was it Phenomenal Life was after, or the Mastermind was after? I think the Mastermind in person was after.
I'm not sure, but we all met.
Candace said it was after. Which one was after what? She's a project manager.
I want to say the Mastermind in person was first. But nonetheless, it was in that same time frame. Then we ended up going to Phenomenal Life, and then we got to see folks, in person. Okay. And this definitely, bro, was one of the highlights of 23 for sure. Because not only were we on the grind, like just being in the conference, but at this point, like our mindset was like, yo, let's see if we can grab some interviews. So we had in this series, if y'all haven't checked that series out, check out the Phenomenal Life 2023 series. Matter of fact, let's see if I could pull it up. And then while I'm doing that, bro, just shed some light on the mindset on, because you were the one that actually piloted. Come on, we're going to use terminology here. You piloted this kind of whole setup at Phenomenal Life. Like, I thought I was just going to come chill and just be with the squad, but you had a whole different mindset. Can you take us through that, bro?
I mean, bro, it's like we talk about, anything you do with intentionality. Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? And man, and when we went, because I think because there was a little bit of conversation too, you and Danielle had some stuff going on and you weren't sure if you were going to make it. And I was like, bro, I need you there at Phenomenal Life. And bro, although, I want
we hear later, bro, you full transparency. Like,
okay. Yeah. So
it wasn't in the budget.
It wasn't in the budget.
Ray said, nah, y'all need to be there. And so Brother's Keeper got his bro and his sis out there. Like, we just gonna keep it 1,000.
All I said is if y'all can take the time off and get the flight out there, I got you on the rest.
That's it.
Because I was, bro, let's be honest. Like, like when you're in a position to give and it shall be given unto you. And I was in a different position then, obviously, than I am now. Time, as much as we said time flies, things can change in a year drastically. But I was in a position then, and I was like, I just need y'all to get out there. I'll handle the rest. The ticket, the room, I'll handle the rest. Just get out there. Because there was something that Rhy was like, let's do this podcast. And I was like, yo, there's an opportunity to be in person, but not to be in person, but to be around the people that inspired us. And that's okay. If these people weren't part of this mastermind, I don't know if any of us would even be interested in doing it.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I was at the gym just thinking, I was like, once they agreed to get there, because that's the first step. Sometimes we've talked about, okay, on this road results, I need steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I was like, okay, all I need y'all to be there.
Yeah.
I need you guys to be there.
Yeah.
Once he said yes, I was like, okay. And then I was at the gym and I was just thinking through some stuff and I was like, yo, Rhy. And because we hadn't had that. We had met E and E had known, just like he's known people in there, like he recognizes you. And I was just like, bro, we gonna interview E while we're there.
He did.
And then Rhy was like, go ahead. What was your response as soon as I said that? I was like, we gonna interview E when we get there.
I was like, for reals? Like, for real, I mean, honestly, as a high flight attendant, of course, inside I was jumping for joy, but as a high grounds crew, also, I kind of laid back. I'm like, oh, are you sure? Like, I don't want to mess up the man's flow, but just to like rewind just a tad bit. So when the decision was made and we said, yes, we can take time off. Yes, we can cover the flight. Right. Even then, right. Danielle was like, yo, like, wow, I can't believe, Ray got love like that. I was like, yo, it's family. And we claim that from start, right? So then from that moment on, when we got to Phenomenal Life, I thought me and you were just going to do some dope podcasts on the beach. I was cool with that. I was like, in person, we'll be on the beach and we good. But you were like, no, grab your camera, have your stuff ready. You were telling me like, be ready, because when E comes or when that opportunity comes, we want to be ready. And so I remember first day at Phenomenal Life, we're all going to lunch and we're all excited because we didn't see each other in person the way we were at Phenomenal Life for the whole crew, cohort 1 and more. And we ended up, I got my steak, or I have my steak on the grill, getting freshly made. And you're like, bro, let's go. I was like, what? You're like, yo, he said top of the mountain. I was like, what? You're like, come on, let's go. I literally just said, all right, drop the steak, told Danielle and the rest of the squad, hey, we out. And as you see this right here on the very top, bonus episode with ET. Literally top of the mountain in Mexico. And like, I remember Ray was like, bro, this top of the mountain. I'm like, yo, bro, it's at the chapel. I said, I've been here. This is where the chapel at. And we were going up them steps. We was getting out of breath. We was sweating. I was holding everything. It was definitely an experience, to get to the top of the mountain already, number one. But I think that's where you and I, when I started seeing you, Ray, as the like, okay, this dude really is a pilot like that. Like, it's not just, yes, we're going to have time to fellowship. Yes, we're going to have time for leisure and fun. But if there's an opportunity that can better all of us in any way, shape, or form in those we serve, then we got to take it. So you definitely gave me the push. I left my steak. I was like, drop everything and go. So that whole week, y'all, if y'all can kind of see here in this playlist, we had Anthony Flynn, right? Accelerated ET's Business 10X. Carl Wesley Phillips, the original man behind the camera. Brandon Burns eats, eat every day means every day, right? Then we had Joss on there. Yoli, we had CJ, and then we did our episode, and then again we did the mountaintop interview. So this was not my plan or intention for attending Phenomenal Life, but this is why you need a pilot in your life.
Let's scratch the tie. This is just why you need to be in relationship with people, with the right people. You need to be yoked together with the right people, because how many people would have offered and then had the response of, oh, you're expecting something in return? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like there's some hesitation even to accept someone's genuine offer of, hey, I got you. Okay. And some people would be like, oh, okay, well, nah, because I don't want to be owing you. It was like, that's never been the conversation. It's like, bro, I need you so that we could do this.
Yep.
Who said that? Who said get this better replacement steak? Jessica. Hey,
if y'all on Facebook, Facebook, do me a favor, y'all. Click on that link. Y'all click on the Ecamm link so that you can get permission so that we can see your wonderful profile picture. And then even on the comments so people know who it is.
I got Facebook open on this laptop over here, but on Ecamm, it just says Facebook user. So there's a link that Rhy has in the title. And it's just going to click. It's just say continue as such and such. Yeah. And then your name will pop up on here just so Rhy can see it, because, he's on the controls. But
drop that link, bro. If you could drop that link too when you get a chance.
Let me see. But like, if you can just be in the right relationships of people who genuinely want to see you in whatever space and place.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for you to trust people when you're in the right circle and you're in the right, place. That was never there. Like Rhy and Danielle never questioned what my intentions were, because they knew my intentions were genuine. I just want to see them there. Shad and the Bellanies we had a conversation before, and they're like, hey,
baby,
bruh, M2M. We had a conversation, because we had joined the Mastermind. They had reached out, and I know Naomi couldn't be there, and it was like, okay, okay, should I go? Should I do this? And I was like, man, I don't know. I can't tell you to leave your bride behind, but I can tell you that this is something that you don't want to miss. That's all I can say. I was like, I would encourage you to be there. You guys have already paid for it. Let's just be there. You build these relationships, you build stuff like that. And I met Shad on the bus hopped on the bus going from the airport too. And it's like, you see people on the camera, and then you see him in person, and he's like, is that? Like, and Shad was like, he was like one seat back from me. He was like, oh, what's up, man? It's like, it was good, but it was a genuine thing, but look at what it produced, man. It's like, and you even go back and I look at that one with Carl, and I had taken pictures with Carl and stuff like that, but I had never really had a true like conversation with Carl. And we were able to interview him while we were there, and led to a couple other conversations. And we go from that one right there with Carl being this individual, like you said, the man behind the camera, the Beijing sensation, to that was in May, to me being the pilot for his Moving Past Potential conference.
Come on. So they're
in December, to like having true relationship with him, Brandon being there, working with E on his, so we're just saying like over the last year, being able to pilot and then work with my sister and, initially started with you as well, but with my sister, Melissa T, working on E's 365 UU devotional. I mean, we got crack at the rough drafts, the entries. Me and Melissa was looking at 75 entries every single week until we got that thing out.
Yeah. And just to even like think about Carl too. I remember at that trip, that's when him and Danielle started forming their relationship. When he was like, yo, have Danielle come check in with me, and they started having their check-ins and whatnot. And like, till this day, there are things that Danielle is still doing that Carl had, recommended since Phenomenal Life 2023 to reach her goals or hit her targets. And Carl will always be a part of that. So just know it, right? So I love it here, right? I'm not sure, Facebook user, my bad, says it's all about relationship, right? This whole life is all about relationships.
That's my sister, Candace Mackey.
Okay, so Candace Mackey, facts. And then look, Candace, that was a whole nother encounter at Phenomenal Life.
Hold on, there's a whole even click that link. I need you to click that link. Shad, Melissa T, Candace. It's like you don't realize where things are going. Like as you're going through, just as you're going through your go through. And we talked on the last pod as far as like your struggles and whatever else. But everybody has their moments, man. It's just a certain relationships where people are going to help you get out. And I remember, Brad, like we would get up and just. Sometimes at the same time, sometimes whatever, but get up and just get that clarity walk in. There we go. There's Eva. I got your name. But like you going through, and I remember doing a clarity walk and walking out to the beach right there from East Cadet. And I just remember seeing my sister Candace out there just staring out at the ocean, the endless beauty of what God has for us. And I didn't know what she was going through. We hadn't had any conversations, but you could just see she had a lot on her spirit. Yep. And I just went over and just gave her a hug. Yep. And again, like you as a pilot, a lot of people think that I'm super stoic. Try to be, a little bit better as far as sharing a little bit of more emotions. But, like you can see people and you can see genuinely like where they are if you just pay attention. And that meant more to her than I'll ever realize, because she's thanked me for it a few times. Yeah. Candace said I clicked it. Yes, you did. Yeah. Yes, you did, sis.
Bro, and again, right? So Phenomenal Life had its ups, its hills, and its valleys, right? And I remember from us connected with Cedric and hitting the gym every day. My man was showing discipline, passing up on all the foods that weren't the best for him, passing up on the drinks because he was, getting ready for his triathlon or some long race that he was doing. He was in like full up training mode, and Candace was making her big life decision and ready to make the next big leap. And then of course we had Sis, right? Ended up, leaving early, right? But again, it's just like all the things that we were able to do for each other in person because of the community, right? Like kicked off a whole bunch for a lot of us, a whole bunch. So y'all, we're just taking y'all through, for those of you just joining us, we're going through kind of memory lane. Cohort 1 for the UOU Mastermind officially technically ended today, February 29th, leap year. It's been a year. And so Ray and I are just kind of walking folks through, what it was like, where we were, what was going on in this year, how things are going, all the great people that we've met, the great opportunities that we've had. And again, this is what it's all about. And yes, it was definitely a heavy day, right? There it is, last corporate check, and to be able to say that we were at least there for that moment and to be with you, to hold you, to just be with, like that means a lot. That's a gift for all of us, actually. It was a gift for all of us.
Yeah. And just from my perspective, man, look, I don't think I was ever, there was no intentionality to try to gain anything from any of my actions. And this is why it's so important. Like just be who you are, right? You said on the last one, you still had to go pour into the kids after finding out that y'all lost Roxy. And you said authentically yourself. There's several things there. There's I just hit up, I text E. I had E's number from a previous effort last January, that he reached out on something. And I was like, yo, E, Ryan, I've got this. Is there any way we can get you on an interview? And he was like, let's go. And I was like, Ryan, put your food down. We doing it right now. And
Yeah, facts.
but that was like that directness. But at the same time, with Candace, like I didn't know, but just being genuine, like that, there's still a level of directness just to go up to her and give her a hug. Like, I don't know what you're going through. Give you a hug.
Yep.
Talking to Shad, bro, you need to be there. And he said right there, you two brothers poured into me the moment I got there. It's like, that was, it was family. Like you said, bonds were made. Like Eva had her own family struggles that she was going through. It's not the first time. I said on the last one, my annual subscription to the Trials and Tribulations package. But you have an option. She was going through some stuff where she wasn't even sure she was going to go, but she still went to be with people that she knew was going to pour into, that she could also pour into, because it wasn't about her. But we had opportunities to be there and to pray with her and pray for her. And it's genuine, and you have to be authentically you to be in a position, to be in a community of people that understand who you are and know when you aren't being yourself, to where they can pour back into you. Because after that episode, I had several people reach out and was like, yo, what can I do for you? Hey, I'm here. If you just need to talk, I ain't got nothing else, but if you need to talk, I love what you did. I love the episode. I love this. I love what you and Rhy are doing. Like, be yourself, just be open. Whatever it is so important. But you look at this last year, and there's so many highs and lows and just like those mountaintop interviews, but also those moments that we're in the valley. And that's just the consistent, if you have a constant pursuit of any type of greatness, you will always encounter both.
That's it.
You will always encounter both. And the work is always done during the climb.
Come on.
And what you see over the last year is work. It's work to figure this out. It's work to get in the schedule. It's work. Okay. I told you on one episode, I think that's when it first started happening. I was like, I don't even want to be live. And we shared that too. And Ryan was like, let's do it. He piloted that moment. I was like, I don't really feel like it. He's like, okay, what are your facts? What do your feelings have to do with the fact that we go live?
Just saying.
Just saying. And I was like, okay, bet. So, this last year, man, it's just been, truly, truly fruitful, but a lot of, the fruit doesn't come without being buried in some sort of soil. And that soil, it has to be good, and it has to be in the environment, the people you surround yourself with. And when that is, and you don't have the ability to water yourself, they'll do it for you.
That's it. And then I love what, you're right. Jess Holly, straight up, right? It doesn't ever stop. Right. And this is what it is. And I love what Eva said here too, right? Like she says, you can feel when people are genuine. And so I believe that for us, again, the way we yoked, the way we connected back in 22, and then the couple times that we saw each other through ETA events, and then just staying in contact in the background, and then being in the mastermind and being like, yo, how can we take what we're learning? Because my whole idea, my vision for our podcast really was, the dream I had was like, yo, I need to do a podcast with Ray. I was like, I'm not sure what that looks like. And we literally, as we were in the mastermind, the first quarter of the mastermind was always talking about results. Like his whole theme has just always been results. And so we're like, all right, so we kind of took that, and then so Ray and I would be texting during some of our mastermind calls. What do you think about this thing? What do you think about that? And we just, then it was like, yo, R2R, road to results, uncovering a mindset journey. And so, and I like what you said, bro. It's the hills and valleys. It's not a either or, it's a both and. It's a both and. We talk about it time and time again. All the victories come with suffering. Right, all the suffering can lead to victories, but there is no way around it. There is no shortcuts to it. And so, if you can survive those low of lows and highs of highs, and I say survive because so it doesn't eat you up, because success can eat you up as well. And if we can really find that good rhythm, that healthy rhythm, that godlike rhythm, that Holy Spirit rhythm, then we can really start moving with prudence. Then we can really start moving, with virtue in a way where we can sustain the things that God has put on our heart. And, again, there's just so much there. And I'm just going to just take us through, I'm going to just take us through. And, of course, Eva, again, she's actually one of our latest episodes. If y'all haven't checked it out, please do so. But yeah, it's been a blessing just to be able to document this journey as we go. So I'm just don't want to spend too much time on all of these, but let's just kind of go through some of these opportunities. So we went to Phenomenal Life, and then we continued to do that. And I believe wasn't the next event the Atlanta meetup where that's where we met C2. Wasn't that where we met the Haneys?
That was the next event, but you and I had gone to Michigan.
Hold on, we're here. Oh yeah, we're here. Here we go. Yeah, you're right. So here we are. We went through Phenomenal Life.
Right, yo, pride is getting in the way.
Yo, pride is getting in the way. Let's look at this, man. I'm loving this. Handle your business. Listen, level up. Look, we brought the little road. Look, we had the little graphics. We was trying to figure that out. Reality check, yeah. And then we went to Michigan.
Yeah.
Right. And so another opportunity that I would say, how would you frame it, bro? Like, I feel like we created that opportunity. It wasn't something where we just pulled up and waited on the doorstep hoping to get in. It wasn't one of those situations. But when we knew the UOU summit was coming up again, and they were asking us to share our experiences, Ray, go ahead and take us through what was your idea. And I remember this phone call, but just go ahead and take us through your mindset.
And I love it, man. It's just when they got the message, I don't remember, it was text, Telegram, whatever it was, but the individual that reached out was like, hey, and I was like, okay, is this in person, or is this like, they're like, no, it's just virtual, we just need to come. And in my mind, I was like, that don't make any sense. And this is where people, when you have, we shared on the last one what we're going through, and anytime you have something, when there's something going on in your life, do you see an obstacle or do you see an opportunity? Those are the things. So the person that reached out on behalf of ET was like, hey, we just want to get a, quick, Zoom interview link. And I was like, okay, that's not going to have the impact that I know that you guys are looking for. Because again, they're asking for our testimony from our experience in the mastermind up to this point. If you're trying to share that you're going to be in community with people, you need to show that you're in community with people, not FaceTime, Zoom link, because that's super impersonal. We're not in a COVID year. So I was like, the person was like, no, this is strictly virtual. Like there's no need, like this is strictly virtual. And I was like, okay, well, I see an opportunity. But some people would stop because they said, no, that's an obstacle. So I just reached out to E and I was like, hey, how would you feel about coming out in person? If this is what you're trying to show, this is what you need. And he was like, let's do it. Who else is coming? And I was like, okay, let me reach out to everybody that was asked. And then same thing. I was like, because you need to have it's a form of leadership, servant leadership, to demonstrate something. Now, I can tell you all day long, I can explain to you all day long, but you have to demonstrate what you're willing to do in order to benefit and serve other people. And I truly saw that it would be beneficial for people to see not Rhy and Ray, but just people from the mastermind in close proximity with ET. Because that's what they're selling. They're selling the opportunity to be in proximity of someone that's inspired and encouraged you over the course of however many years or how much time you listen to them. But how do I sell you something that you physically and you literally cannot see? So I was like, right, well, you got to be there. What was your thought in response to that?
So, and for the record, there was a bunch of people we reached out to that were also on the list of giving, testimonies. But when you reached out, the crazy part is, so my process is I go to Danielle first because this is how we move now. Like, we discern everything, we pray on everything before I make any moves, before I do any type of traveling. Now, this is where the mindset really started to shift, even for her and for me and us as a couple. Because previous conversation would be like, ooh, what is that going to look like? What's the cost on this? What's the time looking like? But this time when I brought up the idea to Danielle, she was like, okay, are you going? That was it. She was like, are you going? And I was like, in my mind, she was like, what's the dates? Let me know. Let's look for some flights. And then again, Ray was like, yo, just get there. I'll pick you up. Got a room already. Let's go. And then because of being in the proximity, I already knew in my heart of hearts, I always wanted to see school days in live action since I'm always in the schools. And I was like, oh, I want to see. So I reached out to Katie. And I remember Katie was like, oh, if y'all are coming out, because we met Katie.
Hold on. Scroll up on the back screen. Keep talking, but scroll up, and you know what I'm talking about. Scroll up to Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. No, that right here, right? Episode, what is this? Episode 32, right? So I remember when we met Katie Davis and Matt Davis at Phenomenal Life as well, we started having conversations. And she started asking me what I did in the school, so on and so forth. So when Ray was like, yo, let's go there, Danielle was like, why don't you go see if Katie's doing anything? And maybe you can just observe one of the playbook programs. So I was like, cool. So I hit Katie up. She goes, well, actually, we're going to be doing it the week before you come, but are you for sure coming, you and Ray? I was like, yeah, we'll be there. She was like, all right, we'll move the date so y'all can come observe. So we went through, did all the paperwork, got all the clearances, because going into schools, you got to do paperwork. Y'all got to get cleared as an adult. So we did our part. And then all of a sudden she was like, would you mind presenting? So I was like, all right. And so I believe it was Sexton High, and we're out there, just, being able to pour into the kids. It was their last meeting day. And then Ray and I both had the opportunity to just share with the playbook program. So while we were in Michigan here to help and support UOU, we also said, hey, let's check out some of the school programs, which also led to New York, which is later on down in the year, here in Brooklyn, I should say, where we connected with Naomi. Shout out to Naomi Bellany. And I heard good things. She's going to actually be following up with a group of gals, and she's going to be doing a workshop for financial literacy. So shout out to Naomi for getting that opportunity as well to pour into, community she came from as well. Yeah. But again, we fast forward, we skipped a whole bunch in between, but just notice that it started with the decision, and it started with the willingness to just be your authentic self, show up as yourself. And I remember because we were at APOC and I still had virtual gatherings to do. I had my digital playground. And I remember while you were making run sprints in the parking lot, I remember he came in and he saw me just doing my thing on the laptop, with the kids and doing all this stuff. He kind of looked at me like, what is Rod doing? I was in the lobby, but I was, working with kids. And that's when, again, had not saw that, or maybe heard from Katie kind of how I move or how I operate, who knows if, the opportunities that are coming up or that came up and may potentially come up, who knows if that would even be an opportunity.
Yeah. And you look at, you said make the decision, but at the end of the day, it was like, make the decision to do what? If you look at all of it, at the end of the day, the decision was to do what? Serve someone else. Bro, that's all it was. I mean, did we get a check to go to Michigan?
No.
Did we get a check to go to the school?
No.
Matter of fact, there was a bill that had to be paid to get there. There was time that had to be invested on all of these.
Oh yeah.
But you look at what it did for you to show up, to agree to show up and still honor your other commitments, but to be there to show others. And like even she said, agree. I was like, dang, those guys are extra famous being on stage with you. It was like, yo, we were just trying to be there to show that this is a real opportunity for those that are questioning it. But what that later allowed you to do was, now you had an official invite and opportunity to work with school days. And we went to Brooklyn. And Sister Naomi's like, she showed up. Now she has an official opportunity to work with them. Like, you have to make the decision, but if the decision is to support someone else, there's always going to be fruit on the other side. It's not a selfish decision. I don't think I've ever been in that position of being like a fanboy. Like, that's just not my natural personality. The only person, like, and I've shared it before, like, the only person I've really been excited to see is just Carl, because you can hear his personal growth, his transformation. If you go from the early episodes to the podcast, or no, you're right there. Serving is an investment. It is. And like, how can I find a way to serve? So even as I'm going through, and as we go through this challenging season on whatever aspect, Rhy still served those kids. And I didn't share it on the last one, but even as I've gone through this, I don't remember what day it was, but early on in February, I had an opportunity to serve at my church and an opportunity to baptize some people. Because I've been leaning on faith and growing in my spirituality and studying and everything, I got an invite to assist with that. So I got to baptize 11 beautiful people.
I love it.
I'm trying to find the pictures because
and while you do that, while you find that, serving is an investment, and it was one of those things where it goes back to like the initial Ray supporting Danielle and I at Phenomenal Life 2023. Right, like, we're doing things not because we expect anything in return. Look at that, y'all. Come on, hold on. Let me switch that screen up. Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Go for it. Hold up. Is it there? There you go.
We go.
Beautiful.
Let me see where we are.
Redemptive value. Shout out to Anthony Flynn. Redemptive value. Everything we do.
And then even last Thursday, I had an opportunity.
He's showing it.
I had an opportunity
men's group
to go support a men's group.
Testify. Come on.
Testify. So I got to go support a men's group, that are recovering from, certain life struggles, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, like, no matter what you're going through, as we go through this process, the idea for the road to results and us sharing what the mindset is that it's not about us. And we appreciate every single one of y'all for tapping in with us each week, for checking in on us and everything you do. For those of you that have been able to come on the pod, and if you haven't, we will. At the end of the day, whatever it is that you're doing, it's not about you. So when you go through moments in a season of a trial, and you will have a testing season. That's part of it. If you're trying to increase at any level, you will have growing pains, and it's all going to look different for us. But Absolutely. Continue to serve others. Because I even shared as I was going through because these men, like, they have to live there. They don't get to go home. They don't get to do anything. They have to live there in order, but they're growing individually, but through God's way of discipleship. And they have to go serve other people, and they got to stay there. And they got to do this, and they have to be able to graduate after meeting certain requirements before they can actually leave. But the man that started it went through his own struggles 34 years ago. And he had someone help him in a similar fashion. So now he's got 2 facilities here in Texas, getting ready to open up a 3rd one in Tennessee. Because he went through his own struggles of addiction and everything else. And now he's pouring into other people. And now he's got very successful with what he's doing, but he's continuing to serve other people. And if you can focus on a moment when you are unsure, when you don't know why you're going through it, when it hurts, when you're tired, just look for an opportunity to serve. And if you truly want to serve, I'm going to let you know, before that baptism, I want to say that I was having a couple days where I feel like I was spiraling. I couldn't see clearly what action I should take. I didn't know who I can serve, because before I was able to serve, it was easy for me to tell Ryan that, like, hey, I don't know if it's in the budget. At that moment in time, at that time of year, like, I was like, bro, I got you. That's not even a question. So sometimes where the literal sense of how I normally serve people is through resources, or if I can give you some very clear, decisive, recommendations or whatever. I didn't have a moment where I was like, I didn't clearly understand what was going on or what I should do. And I was just kind of, I don't even know. And then I got reached out and was like, hey, we have an opportunity. We're doing baptisms this coming week. Would love for you to be a part of it. Are you available?
I love it.
There it is. Absolutely.
There it is. And I think that's really one thing that, one of the things I love is, as long as we keep showing up, so will God. And I say that not because God turns his back on us or he walks away from us, but we will see God showing up. Like, we'll be able to receive what God is trying to pour into us, even in those moments where we're like not sure of what's going on. And kind of just, to share what, to piggyback off what you said with the person that started that group 34 years ago. And the idea that everything we go through is not for us. It's for those that we're going to serve, right? Those that are going to go through similar things. So I love the idea. Of course, our mastermind clarity is key. We talk about it all the time. Clarity is key. And when you are clear on your assignment, when you are clear and you have healed from what you have experienced and gone through, now you're in the position to be able to help others do the same. And that's where I believe God is going to continue to take you where you need to go and provide, right? If he wills it, right? If it's God's will, he'll pay the bill. It really is one of those situations where the opportunities will be there. However, for most people, right, sometimes they doubt, they lack faith, they flinch, all the different things they lose the clarity, right? It gets foggy and they get discouraged, which again, it's normal and natural. But how do we get back up? How do we keep going? How do we get our clarity back? How do we get our vision back? Who do we go to? Who's the environment? So if you're in that season, or when you do get to that point, that valley, if you got to come, when you come down from that hill, that mountaintop, and you're in your lowest of lows, this is where you got to really reach out. You got to look back, like us looking back in this year. Yeah, we're not in the best seasons, right? We're not in the highest season that where we'd like to be at this moment in our life. But when we look back, as we're, again, like I say, look back to move forward, but stay in the present. Like I'm taking this down memory lane intentionally, because to show not just Ray and ourselves, like, oh man, look at all this, but like to be like, yo, bro, we come a long way in a year. And there is nothing, Ray, me to you, bro, like there's no reason we gotta hold our heads low or feel some kind of way or whatever it might be, right? Even if we didn't get that, even if we don't have the results yet that we envision for ourselves yet, keyword yet, right? And let's walk every single day with our head up high. Let's show and demonstrate to all of our people. I mean, look at these videos, but I'm going to bring it back, and I'm just going to kind of go through these real quick because I want to be mindful of everyone's time here. But if you haven't already subscribed, come on, y'all. Join the tribe. Click subscribe on the link below. But yeah, man, it's just something that for me, it's important to always remember where we came from. Always remember where, to stay rooted. Always remember to stay rooted and look at just kind of the journey. I'm going to take y'all along. Matter of fact, go ahead and Ray, say something for 2 seconds while I get something queued up real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. You never know who you're going to be able to impact. So continue to share whatever it is you're going through. And as Rhy goes through that, I had mentioned, he said on the pod last time, nobody's exempt. And I don't want people to feel that from a negative side or a fearful side. You have to be able to embrace what's happening as an opportunity for you to grow. It's a growth challenge. It's a persistence challenge. Whatever it is, it's an opportunity for you. And Rhy said, yet doesn't happen if you quit. Yet doesn't happen if you quit. And this was what do we do? But so last one I talked about, okay, one of our road dogs, and I asked him if it was okay. So one of our road dogs, one of my coaching clients, Travar, who's a huge supporter of us, has been growing, has been grinding over the past, and we had an opportunity to work with each other. So yesterday he had his doctor's visit to figure out, okay, what was that mass? And he sent me a voice note yesterday evening sometime, and he's like, Ray, man, he's like, I just taking some time to process it. It's not the answer we wanted, but we got the answer. And he goes, it is cancer. So there's a few other spots that they need to test. He goes, So talk to the doctor, and next week we're going to go, do biopsies on the other ones because it looks like it's spreading. And he's like, and just through our conversations of the last year, it's like, you never know how much you're pouring into somebody because of how much you've been poured into. And he's just like, man, he goes, but, I'm not, I know this one. He goes, but it's going to be a fight. I get it. He goes, we're probably going to go through chemo for about 4 to 6 months. He goes, so it's going to be a fight for probably the next year. He goes, but I'm ready. It's not what I wanted, but it's going to be a fight, man. I'm not quitting. I'm going to make sure. And then today, he's like, text me the usual things. I have him text me every morning. He's like, I'm going to go for a light run. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go persist. And you've got to understand that no one's exempt but your perception. This is one of those inky quotes that I love. Your perception drives performance. How many people quit when they get that diagnosis? How many people give up? And I'm not saying he didn't have a moment to feel it, but to get up today, to go for a run after being told the day before that you have cancer and it is spreading, is a certain level of demonstration and belief that you have to have in order to grow in any space and place of your life. And that's a choice. It's nothing. What's the difference? Is it an obstacle? Is it an obstacle or is it an opportunity? It's nothing more than a choice. It's your choice. What do you choose? So I just want y'all, thank you, Eva. Just pray for him. If you're a believer, and I'm sure most of you that are on here, if you are, pray for my brother Travar in Absolutely. A quick and speedy recovery. And just understand, like, when you listen to something like that, one, what are you grateful for? Right? I might have said this, I might have said it on the last one, but I was like, I think I said last, I got my health.
That's it.
My daughter's happy. She's healthy.
That's it.
Yeah, I lost assets, but those are things.
That's it.
Those are things. I got the mindset and the persistence to go and get things back.
Let's go.
But what are you looking at? What is your perception? What are you struggling through? What are you working through? But it's an option to choose one or the other. Are you going to choose to stare at obstacles all day long and not understand how you're going to get through them? Or are you going to look at it as an opportunity to be like, okay, I trust in God. I believe in this. And it's time to go to work.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Travar, when you do see this or hear this on the replay, just know the whole R2R community is behind you. We are praying with you. We are here for you in any way that we can be. And just know that we believe in prayers. We believe in the healer. So just know that, bro, you are in our thoughts and our prayers, and you are also inspirational. And Ray, same for you, my bro. Like, and all of us on here. I'm just gonna take us through real quick just kind of our year in the Mastermind, and again, just being thankful for all that we have, all that we do, all through all the hills and the valleys, y'all. We are here. We're just getting started. This is just chapter 1. So then we got to go to Michigan. After we went to Michigan, we got caught off guard. I don't even know what that episode was about. Oh, cohort 2 came in. Got love for cohort 2. Cohort 2 came in. And then we met some amazing folks in cohort 2. That's where we met the Haneys back in LA. We met Melissa Thomas, all the cohort 2 folks. Let's see, what else have we got here? Ray's birthday reflection. He joined the 40 Club. Shout out to Ray. He's joined the 40 Club. And then, moving past potential. Collective impact. What airport are you serving? All right, we're talking about your capacity. Yeah. And then what's the Kobe mentality look like as we started going into 24? Then we were at the halftime episode. And we had Eon. Make sure you check that one out. Man, just looking at these videos, bro, just brings me, just gives me joy. Gives me joy just to see that, hey, it's a year here at Haneys on deck. Stop overthinking, take action. Look, I was in a little ghetto rig. I was in Cali.
You was at your parents' house.
Here we had our Mastermind, had Shad on there. We had, who else did we have on that episode? We had the Browns were on there.
Yeah.
Man, my memory's getting me right now, but we had some in-person.
Melissa T, she hopped on. I believe she hopped on.
Melissa T was on there with us. Yeah, and then we got to go to Brooklyn, connect with the fam out there. Shout out to Katie Davis again, Naomi Bellany, of course, the Playbook program. And then let's see. Yeah, then we started doing more of our home episodes. We was kind of on the road. Got Brandon on one of the shows, jumped into the new year, staying faithful to the vision, going through it. And yeah, we had the one and only Eva Palacios as our last guest. And we will continue to have more guests on the show. And we definitely just want to say, you know, at the end of the day, y'all, like, God brought us all here for a reason. I really think about how much time and time again as we look back and as we reflect on all the things that we've been through, just in life in general, but I'm just being more specific, like with us in this cohort, the relationships that we've built, the opportunities that where we've been able to let our light shine in the way that God wants us to shine it, in the way that we've been able to pour into people publicly and in private, because we, you know, there are so many folks that we've been able to pour into, but also poured into us. All right, so we're definitely coming from a place of, you know, mutualism, of just feeling the equalness, y'all. So yeah, it's definitely, look at Janine, it's like a goodbye. Nah, look, that was just recapping the year. Okay, I had to bring a little bit of vibes for, you know, the little background music of the hills and the valleys, right? Just the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
But we're still here. All right, we are still here. Yes, keep smiling, right? Because at the end of the day, right, no matter what we're going through, we can always continue to have joy. And most importantly, y'all, like, is like we say, just don't go with us, grow with us. All right, don't go with us, grow with us, because we are not stopping by any means or any chance. I do know that they are going to be doing some work. There's an alumni, I believe, an alumni program for the cohort 1. And those decisions are going to be made, and people are going to figure out what's going to happen. But nonetheless, right, big shout out to, you know, ET for having his vision and what he's doing and how he's wanting to bring people together, how he's building it. And, you know, as we know, as for those of you in the mastermind, especially C1, C2, we know we're seeing how he's developing and how he's growing in this space and in this way. So I really appreciate the transparency there. Definitely feeling the transparency and appreciating that, because it's a lesson, and for all of us, we're all learning in that way. So yeah, y'all, it's exciting. This is just getting started. I mean, so I got, you know, some real estate that I'm going to be jumping into. Danielle closed the deal yesterday. We got another one tomorrow. I officially got my license number yesterday, so I'm part of the EXP Realty team, Unleashed Advisors. So it's a both and. Right? I'm not stopping my speaking. The speaking opportunities are actually doubling. I got 2025 already getting calendared out. Yep, 2025 is getting calendared out. I got some huge events coming up. We'll talk about that on another pod. And I want to just take people through the process of how these opportunities showed up and the strategies that we used to get to where we are in that way. But it is a both and. So just know when you see me on social and you're like, so is he doing speaking? Is he doing real estate? It's both. I'm doing, I'm focusing on agent attraction, agent development. So if you or anyone you know is interested in getting into real estate, no matter where you are, our brokerage is worldwide. So we actually can work with agents worldwide, not just nationwide, but worldwide. So if you know of anyone that or is interested or wants to get started, don't know how, Danielle and I are proof. If you put yourself in the right community, you put yourself in the right environment, you have a system, which is what I love about EXP, is we have the product, that's 50%. We have the system, that's another 25%. And the other 25% is, do we have the willingness to win? Do we have the grit? Do we have the mindset? Do we have the support? Do we have the environment? Which in a year's time from where we were then, because actually Danielle she's having her year anniversary, March 17th, St. Patty's Day is when she got her license. So just to think all the things that we've experienced individually as a couple, all the things Ray and I have experienced in our families and as brothers, like this is just chapter 1. This is just chapter 1. So we are blessed to have you all with us. We are blessed to have the technology to be able to do this work and just share it with you all. We are blessed, right, just to be able to even be with you. So, Ray, man, final words before we end this episode here.
Yeah. It was Janine said. She said, "But you guys are keep going with R2R, right? Not stopping now." Yeah, no, we're gonna continue to go, but that's just, hey, look, with Rhy said it right there. You know, I think when we designed, or when Rhy designed the logo, I was like, yo, this one's dope. Because if the box on the back end of it, I'm like, yo, it's like entering one door, but you got to close another. You got to leave one room to enter another. So the transition in any phase of your life is always hard. There's always going to be an end. I don't care what you're doing. There's always going to be an end. So how do you look at that? How do you receive it? How do you perceive it? And it's just a matter of embracing that. So he said, look back so that you can move forward, but be present. Be where your feet are. In the struggle, in the celebration, and all those things, be where your feet are, because you have no idea where it's going to take you. So enjoy those moments. Count it pure joy. Both when you're facing the trials and tribulations and when you're living in the blessings. So this last year, there's been a ton of struggles, but there's also been a ton of just beautiful moments. Meeting every single one of you. I think we've met a lot. I mean, we've met a lot of people. Being in relationships, we've known that we can reach out, man. And it's just, hey, no matter what it is, no matter how sometimes we may sound casted downhearted when we're going through something. It's just in the moment. It's that season. And I don't want to act like that doesn't happen, but I want you to understand like how many moments like we had, like actual joyful moments as well. And although we lost things and people, relationships, moments through this process, we've gained so much more. And if you can maintain that perspective, just continue to move forward. Just continue. It's a road to results. And Rhy said over there, he said, it's just throwing fuel. And we have the choice to either let these things burn us down or be that light on a hill and burn brighter. How do you use that fuel? You can let it burn you down, or you're going to burn a little bit brighter.
Come on. This is me and Ray's anthem right now. Shout out to our big brother Rob, Joey. Y'all don't know, it's Mark Gutierrez, Aware Worship. Come on. Born of his spirit. Love y'all. We just getting started. But it starts with trust. We must trust. We must trust.
Let's go. I ain't got no vocals, but So I trust in God, my Savior, the one who will never fail. Nah, ever. Let's go. He will never fail. I trust in God. Y'all better be singing at home. My Savior, the one who will never fail. He will never fail. Janine said I could always join idols. I get on there and be that first one they boot off. Bro, why are you here? And all is at rest. I know the author of tomorrow has ordered my steps. That mindset journey. So this is my story, and this is my song, I'm praising my risen King and Savior all the day long. Oh, I trust in God, I do. My Savior, the one who will never fail. He'll never fail. He will never fail. I trust in God, my Savior, the one
begging for bread. Oh, we serve a faithful God. Hey. I sought the Lord, and He heard, and He answered. I sought the Lord, and He heard, and He answered. I sought the Lord, and He heard, and He answered. That's why I trust Him. That's why I trust Him. I sought the Lord, and He answered. I sought the Lord, and He heard, and He answered me. I sought the Lord, and He heard, and He answered. That's why I trust Him.
Let's go. Let's go. He says, seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened. Ask and it shall be given unto you. What are y'all asking for? What are you looking for? Whose door are you knocking on? What communities are you trying to get into? Right, just be grateful for every moment, every opportunity, every obstacle, every person that comes before you. If you have the opportunity to serve them. Even if you don't know why. Serve.
Trust in God, my Savior, who will never fail. He will never fail.
What's on your heart, bro? What's on your heart?
Just real quick, just reminiscing on our year, the ups, the downs. Tomorrow, our daughter is scheduled for her C-section. And again, for those who don't know, who haven't tracked our story, we lost our grandson in 2017, around the same time when our daughter was pregnant. So we're less than 24 hours away. We'll be holding baby Savannah in our arms. So we got a God that'll never fail, a God that will never fail. So so thank y'all for your prayers for all of our community. Please send an extra one up for our daughter Briajane and baby Savannah, who is scheduled to arrive tomorrow, if not sooner. Again, it's one of those things, the hills and the valleys. So as we always say, right, just give it to God.
Hold on one second.
Hold on, man.
No, I just want to drop the link for those who aren't familiar with that version.
Shout out to Jess. Oh yeah, we'll drop that link. I trust in God. Mark Gutierrez. I'm telling you that last part. Yes, Candace, we're gonna have our baby girls here tomorrow. Thank you, Janine from the Netherlands, live and direct. Jazz Holly, always showing love. Thank you. Savas, my bro, sending love. Melissa West, love it when Melissa West is online. It's a whole different vibe. When she starts typing in, it's extra anointed. So thank you, Melissa West, for all that you do as well. So y'all, again, this is not the end of anything at all. This is just a mile marker, right? A chapter that we get to celebrate, because we are going to continue to grow, continue to move forward with each other, for each other, and with each other. As we say, African wild dogs, y'all. We all gonna eat. You want to go fast, you go alone. You want to go far, you go together. And so that's what we're doing here on the Road to Results. So as always, y'all, don't just go with us.
Grow with us. Love y'all.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Till the next time. God bless. Come on, trust. Trust is a must. Let's go.